Hey Rodolfo, Jessica Peterson here. Thank you so much for speaking with me earlier today. I'm super excited you accepted this free video because today I'm going to give you some strategies that you guys can start applying right away, and it's going to make a huge difference for your business. And I know that it will because it has helped over 50 other restoration companies just like you guys, okay? Right now, you guys get about 3 people landing on your website per month. So you're missing out on hundreds of potential traffic by not having these strategies in place. And I can clearly tell when you had this built, they definitely had SEO in mind. I don't know if it was recently built or it's been a few years, but they definitely applied strategies that used to work a few years ago. And unfortunately, some of those strategies just aren't enough anymore. With Google's latest algorithms and having to comply with their EEAT and mobile readiness, mobile first, user experience. There's so many changes that have happened that we've had to kind of change how we do our on-page SEO. So there's been a lot of changes. Now, we're going to talk about 3 main things. We're talking about your content and keyword strategy. We're talking about citations and then backlinks, okay? So we are on your website. You do have a nice looking website. I like that you have a click to call up here. And you even have your email address, which is okay. Now, when you do start getting traffic to your website, you want to be able to convert them. I've noticed on some of your pages you have forms at the very bottom of the page. You want to bring them up here to the top. You want to have your call to the action at the very top of your page, so people don't have to search. Your customers are not going to search for a way to contact you, and if they can't find it, they're just going to bounce and go somewhere else, okay? So make it easy on your customers. Have your call to action at the very top, and then have click to call and buttons throughout your website, so no matter where they land, customers can convert, okay? So now, mobile friendliness, user experience are ranking factors, but your content is a bigger ranking factor. So content is key. You need a lot of content. So that could be images and videos, and with those we want to make sure they're optimized. So this is Environmental Restoration Services, Fort Collins. So that is probably a pretty good one. You want to make sure that, oops, I didn't mean to download it, but we want to make sure that everything is based around the same thing. So this is saying Fort Collins, but everything here is saying Denver, okay? That is confusing for the algorithm. So if our focus is on Denver, all the images need to be saved with Denver keywords on the homepage and all your main service pages. Then you would have service area pages for Fort Collins and other places that you could focus on. So we used to be able to just list our cities that we sat for and zip codes and all of that, and it would just get picked up, and that doesn't work like that anymore. It confuses Google's algorithm, and we're talking about multiple different areas, and we have keywords for one area and keyword for another area on the same page. And so it confuses the customers and it confuses Google. So we don't want to do that. We want to make sure everything is built around one specific location and that you have separate service areas like here for each of your services, okay? We used to get away with just having one page that would be like another home page, but for that area. And that's not enough anymore either. We absolutely have to have a separate page for each service for those areas. Again, because Google wants a separate page so that we can focus the content, the written content, the keywords, and answer your customers' questions all on that one page without intermixing things and confusing people, okay? And then your written content needs to be built around those local keywords. So like I said, I can clearly see there's an attempt here. We don't have a whole lot of exact match keywords. And so you have to have the right repetition to get picked up for keywords. We can't just say it once. So we have to have the exact match keywords as well. So it is being mentioned, the area you serve is being mentioned, but not a real keyword strategy is in place. So now Google is sending crawlers to your website so it can index your website, so it understands who you are. It's little robots that look through every single one of these pages, all of your images, video, and written content, to try and understand what you're about, the services you offer, and where. So it is critical that you have the right type of content. Now your homepage here, being the most important, needs to have at least 1,500 words of content or more. If your competitors have 1,500 words, you need more than them. So if they have 1,500, you're going to need 1,800 or 2,000 words of content. And also keep in mind, when you're working on your keyword strategy, people search differently. You want to capitalize on that. So whether that's Denver water damage restoration Denver, capitalize on those variations. And most people that search, 99% of the time, don't know who you are yet, so they're not going to be focused on your brand. They're going to be searching those services. So we want to make sure we're focused on those local keywords over the brand, okay? Now, if we look at your top ranking competitor in Denver, we have ServPro, and yes, they're a franchise, but they're also beatable. You're not competing against the entire franchise. We're only competing against the specific locations, and they only work a handful of zip codes. Now, most franchises, especially this one, does not allow much modification to these areas here, which does not allow them to focus on a strategy that would actually be beneficial and helpful. And so you guys only have to do better. So that means writing better quality content, writing more content, meaning more pages, dial in that keyword strategy, and then work on blogs, long-form blogs. Every new blog that you add every month adds new, fresh content. Google loves that. It helps you get indexed for more keywords, etc. So all of those things are going to be important. We just have to do better than our competition. Now, when your competitors do a search, as we know, they'll do a search like this, and when they do, we want your website to be what's showing up. And there's three main areas that can happen. And the first is going to be ads, and those are cost per click ads and local service ads like these. And this can be really profitable as long as you have your system set up and your foundation set up correctly. But if you don't, you might have a really poor ROI and should maybe focus on these other two areas first, okay? So this next section here, this is your Google Map Pack, Google My Business Profile area, okay? We want your profile to be at the top 3 for each service that's searched in your area, because 30% of people come straight here and do not go anywhere else. So if you're not one of these top 3 businesses, you're leaving 30% of your revenue on the table and quite literally handing your customers to your competition. So in order to be here, if you're not already, you need to optimize that profile, getting more citations than your competition. And citations are simply listing the name of your business, your address, phone number, and website, and putting those in a bunch of directories like Yellow Pages, the Better Business Bureau, Glassdoor, Yelp, Angie's List. All of those are really great citations that would help you. So we need more than our competition, and every single one of those are sending information to Google to tell them more about your business, the services you offer, and where you perform them. So they are important for your business. Now this third section here is the most critical section. This is the organic section. This is so critical because 60 to 70% of people will skip over the ads, they'll skip over the maps over there, and they come straight here. So your website needs to be here, and if it's not, again, you're losing 60 to 70% of your jobs every single month by not being here. So in order for your website to show up here, it all comes back to the foundation of this website being properly built and optimized to capitalize on that and be found, okay? So you need to have that right content and keyword strategy and then support that with backlink SEO, which brings us to backlinks. So this is Ahrefs, a paid tool we use to tell us how your website is performing. And we can see you have a rating of a 0.6 out of 100 in Google's Trust Flow, meaning Google doesn't trust your website. That is partly because of the quality of the content on the website, but even more so the power we're sending to the website. So like all your other tools, your website needs power to run. And so we do that with backlinks. So we need a lot of backlinks. We need more of these than our competitors have. And we need to be sending them every month to be sending that good power to our website. But it's important to understand that not all backlinks are created equal. This is a popularity contest. And we only want the good, do, follow backlinks that are closely related to your businesses. You could go out and try and get links from like Burger King and Pizza Hut because they're high-ranking sites. But because you don't serve pizza, it would actually be more spam and do more damage than it would do good. So we have to focus on the good quality links from related services. So those would be things like websites from other home service businesses, related types of vendors and magazines. All of those would be good. And then the more of those you get, the higher this score gets, the more Google trusts you, the more it's going to promote your website to be easier to be found online, and it's going to help you rank for keywords. Now, you have been indexed for over 80 keywords, but you're only getting 3 people to your website, okay? So you're missing out on tons of traffic. And if we look, there's 10 spots per page on Google, and you are not on the first page for any keywords, okay? So we are definitely missing out on your jobs by not having these systems correctly in place. If we look at your competitor, they have a low rating for their area, which makes sense. There's no point in doing SEO for them because they can't fix what's actually wrong. Okay, but because the website is so powerful at a 77, it's able to push power back to those back pages and service areas, allowing this one specific franchisee in Denver to get over 700 people to their website every single month. And that's because they've been indexed and now are ranking for all of these local buyer intent keywords. We can see how much volume this is and how they're ranking at the top. The higher that you are in ranking, the closer to the first position, the larger percentage of this monthly traffic you're going to get. Okay? So it just kind of shows you the volume that you're missing out on just in this one area, and how if you apply these strategies, what a difference this is going to make for you guys. Okay, so please feel free to take this information, run with it, apply it on your own, and get started today. Start driving that traffic and helping more people. But if you'd rather focus on what you do best and have a business and partner in growth, give us a call here at Peterson SEO, because this is our specialty and we specialize in working with restoration companies just like you. Okay, so Rodolfo, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, reply to my email, give us a call, and also let me know what you thought of this video. I would really love to get your feedback. Thank you so much for watching, and I do look forward to hearing from you soon.